I can has delay as a treat. Harkening back to my olden harkening back to my youth and the days of internet memes. Hi and hello, welcome to this welcome to this birthday stream here on basically the Lore Link Twitch stream. And welcome to a birthday stream, a recovery from Gen Con stream. So we're playing something laid back and casual. We're going with Final Fantasy. Basically, this is one of probably my first JRPG. I don't think definitely the first one I beat. I remember being very proud of the fact that I managed to finally beat the boss of this game after many years as a small child. It took time, it took grinding, but I managed to pull it off. So, privacy policy and licenses. Let's see here. Font style, modernized or classic? Classic looks better. I don't know, like, they put the modernized font in, and I think that probably got them. I can change the language if I want to try to practice my Japanese, but we're not going to do that. Display is fine. That's right, they have different. I kind of have to go back to the original, just because of the fact that your camera is super transparent. Yeah, I think it's better now that I'm on black. I don't know why me being on black, being on white. You don't have to. I don't know. I kind of like. I don't know. In some ways, this is the sound that I grew up with. But I can understand people would prefer not. We can always change it later. Oh, look at that! Look at those font choices. Extras, music player, gallery, bestiary. We've not encountered anything yet, so. Title splash. What do we have in here? There's Japanese. There's Amano's art. There's so much more story and character design in this one particular art splash than there was if it's going to the American version ever got. I wonder, did they actually have the American cover buried in here? They just have a bunch of Amano art? Wow. That's great. That's nice. In case you're wondering, what do they actually look like before they got turned into all of those, into that pixel art? They did actually have basically reference art for it. It does not look like they have the original USA title box art, which was, I think, an orb and an axe and a sword. I mean, this guy used to own that box art. I put a lot of the box arts I had as a kid up on the wall. Yeah, this is the pixel remaster that they did. There have been many. They've several times have tried to redo the Final Fantasy games because Square Enix doesn't hate money. Yeah, basically the overlay is having troubles with me being between that and that. Maybe I'll move myself so I'm slightly more hip. Now I look super transparent. Maybe I'll just go here. Move the game over a smidge. There we go. Now I'm a floating head because I'm wearing a black shirt, and so black shirt, black background doesn't help. Let's give it. Why did you pick them up? Yeah. The Gen Con turned me into a ghost. You know. Gen Con is always a lot of fun. Alright, now we gotta start with the. Gen Con's always a lot of fun, but I'll go with my classic party as a kid. The Light Warrior, Red Mage, White Mage, Black Mage. Alright, you want me to actually type, don't you? Oh, maybe? What do you want me to do now, game? Enter close. Cool. I've now stuck on this screen. Okay, I can go back. Okay, now I can type. All right. Let's do it. Let's do it the traditional way. Let's do it the streamer way, rather. And 20 gets to blow stuff up. All right, there we go. I basically, you get to blow stuff up. Eventually, it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get there, but hopefully we will. Dramatic music. We start our tale in fair Verona. World lies shrouded in darkness. Ominous, ominous. The winds die. Some tiny sprite dudes are being really bad. 2 houses, one like a dignity. Yeah, yeah. The earth shakes. The seas rage. Now we get the earth shakes, probably. The earth rots. Ah, thank you. Right, right. The earth decays in this translation. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When the darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. Where did they come from? Who knows? And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. If you want more information, go play the ridiculously over-the-top and quite silly game Final Fantasy Origins Strangers of Paradise, where you discover that some characters listen to Limp Bizkit. All right, we have a run button, which is exciting for us here in the 21st century. We can switch the party members, because that was always the fun thing to do in terms of who you wanted to actually be on the world map. Look at your world map. Move. Page up. Page down. Some character did it all for the Nikki. You're not as wrong as you might think. Turn the minimap on and off. Default speed, walk, run. Encounters on and off. I like the fact that you just have a button. You can just be like, nah, I don't want to do encounters. We can go into a town. And we can talk to this guy. The king is searching for the prophesied warrior of light. Those crystals. You must see the king at once. You have been teleported to the king. Please do not resist. Welcome, travelers. I am told you carry crystals. Is this true? Look, crystals. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Maybe they stole them and beat up the rightful owners of them just outside and went through their pockets. Maybe they're just fake fabrications. Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you. They could have picked up pieces of glass anywhere. Will you rescue my daughter, Sarah? Like, you think you would have cut to the chase on that one and it just been like, rather than saying, I don't know if you're really the warriors of light, but like, oh, Stink, can you rescue my daughter? Thank goodness you're here, people who are armed. Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Oh, right here. Garland has taken up refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Why we let that building stand, who knows? Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves. But Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. That statement would be more impactful if it wasn't for the fact that, you know, we're a level 1 characters and we're going to take him out. I have heard that you wish to journey to the continent to our north. Sure. I don't know where you got that from. I just walked in here 20 seconds ago. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making the passage impossible. You'd think we would have known that before we landed here via what assumes ship. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. Quest for the Rings on Magnavox Odyssey. They aren't particularly armed. A whole party of silent protagonists. I never actually owned, basically, the Magnavox Odyssey. I had a Coleco and an Atari. But I don't think I actually ever... The dancing girl in town knows many odd bits of information. So we know what the Chancellor does when he, basically is tired. Odyssey 2, yes. If you find yourself astray, you can try talking to her. She may know something to put you back on course. This guy had an Atari and a Coleco, which the closest to a role-playing game you had on those systems was... I mean, there's the Sword Quest series. The wars of light have come at last. Only wait for this day to come. Garland is no longer the man I once knew. I beg of you, please return my daughter to me quickly. Later. I barely switched. The king is searching for the prophesied wars of light. Those crystals, could it be? Last time he said that to me, I got teleported. Do we have any equipment? We have a knife! Everybody has a knife. Oh, you've got a staff, and you probably have a head. No, you've got a staff. Okay. Wolf Bomb cannot use magic. I'm glad we have 2 mages that can't use magic right now. It's not awkward at all. You have to buy this. Yeah, you have to buy the spells too. And just the fact that it says cannot use magic is awkward. Hi, but my sister. I want my sister. Don't worry, ma'am. She may have been taken, but we know a guy with a particular set of skills. I am Jane, the Queen of Cornelia. Please, please bring back my daughter, my Sarah, back to me safely. Bring back, bring back. We only have limited time, so let's not waste too much time in the castle, which I know doesn't have much. This is Cornelia, the City of Dreams. Thank you, NPC. That's an inn. Look, a dancing girl. They know often things. Hi there, I'm a dancer. What's that? You want to dance with me? Hee hee. It's good to know that the dancing girls in town may have important bits of information that they can give us. Restore the crystals to Grace. Who's Grace? Oh, wait, a well. We have to check the well. It's a well. It looks like you can climb inside, but you can't. Really. It always confused me as a kid. Like, I always thought that would come back and mean something. Never did. Please, you must rescue the princess. Alright. Find anything to you like. How much money do we start with? 500. So we are going to buy sleep, because that's important. Maybe fire. Much like in the Pool of Radiance game I have played previously on this stream, sleep is important. So is having 2 people with cure. Alright, let's try to get some weapons. Can I buy? Ooh, nunchaku. You can get a rapier. Rapier costs 8. Hammer costs that. So we'll buy 2 rapiers. Buy 1 hammer. And the mage will buy you another spell. It's fine. Important thing to basically, this is basically Final Fantasy 1, which basically is pulled from Dungeons and Dragons, which basically, ironically, some of the things from Dungeons and Dragons were pulled from Final Fantasy, or not pulled from Final Fantasy, but were pulled from Japanese, like cheap plastic Japanese toys, so it's all circular. But Final Fantasy 1 is very heavily cribbed, copied, Control-C, Control-V, original do not steal from first edition D&D. So you'll see that our characters have here, basically it says 2 of 2. We have 2 spell slots. Basically, when we cast a spell, we will use the spell in that spell slot, and then basically it will be gone until we rest. All right. Buy chainmail for people. No one else can buy that. Okay. Okay. How much money do we have left? 196. Alright. That one's potions. Hello, potion shop. Something, potion vendor, sell me your sinus. Okay. Tents are important because they're an easy way of actually, when you're going to point A to point B and basically you want to use spells along the way, tents are important. When I buy the tent, though, I can't buy any more spells for the Black Mage. We may do some grinding. Let's buy a tent. I'm going to press the wrong button. I am apparently thinking I'm playing on a Switch, and I'm pressing the wrong button. So spell point system so house ruled. I mean, yeah. Basically, it very much looks like basically a Vancian type system. And I believe it is somewhat, it is very much what sorcerers become and later, where you have a max number of spells you can have. Yeah, it's very close to reviews, controls, title screen. Okay. Alright, I am out of cash for now. But we're going to do some old-fashioned JRPG grinding. We're going to walk around in these woods and pick a fight. Because we need money, and the best way to get money is to beat up on goblins. Plus, you know, the music is always good. Ah! You fiend! Wow! My gosh, they have retargeting. Okay, this is... That's good. Gil 18, experience 18. Woo! Ba, 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 ba. I was being picky. Yep. Wolfbomb is correct. Basically, the sorcerer system is very similar to basically it is similar to First Ed in the fact that it has limited number of spells that you can memorize per level, and each spell has a certain level associated with it. Which is what the basically that 2/0/0/0/0/0. So it has a spell level system, which is very similar to D&D, but it's different in the fact that I can cast any spell I want in that level as many times as I have MP in that level to do it. Well, why is this like that? Yeah, retargeting. Yeah, basically, in the original version of this game, much to younger me's annoyance, if your attack targeted an enemy who died before you got the attack off, you just lose the attack. It goes, nope, nothing to hit here. Hit points nearly double. Additional 26 hit points there. This game, my agility, my strength went up, my stamina went up, my intellect went up. Tony got 2 hit points. Strength went up and intellect went up. Wolf Mom got basically. Wolf Mom also rolled high on the hit point train there. Just went up with an intellect, and 20 rolled a 1 for hit points. We're sorry. Which way do I have? 108. Why are you hitting with your hands? Did I misread that? Alright, I want to buy at least pretty much multiple. There we go. Miss. Haha. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen my one of my favorite types of enemies that always stuck in my head. Nope, not you. There's something called a mad pony in the original. The other fun thing is the fact that when you're dealing with the character limit of older games, they only had so much display space, and you have a problem because that display space was regulated based on Japanese characters, which Japanese characters can get a lot said in... Oop, preemptive strike. Oh, it's on us. Okay, good. Can get a lot said in 2 character slots that the US version doesn't have as much space for. So, you end up with some really interesting shorted names. I believe these were actually imps in the original. They've been now retranslated to a more appropriate goblin. Ooh, there we go, wolves. Damn. Much tougher. They survived the blow. Didn't survive 2, though. Oof. Tony finishing out that Wolfen style. We leveled up. I didn't get as many hit points this time. Tony didn't get as many either. Wolf Bomb got 3. We all rolled low on hit points on this one. And 20 has yet again rolled a 1 for hit points. There we go, 216. We're going to want to let this stay in the inn. We'll finish up grinding here. Alright. It is somewhat weird actually having a whole screen to actually walk into, because the original game, you walk into one of these buildings, and you just got a menu screen. Your characters would be on the left side, and you would be on the shopkeeper on the left, and you just do menus. I would basically tell me to teach you about equipment. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Selecting optimal. I'm Old Man Tutorial. No. And magic. What do you want to say? 2 schools of magic. Black and white. White is healing and defensive, while black are defensive variety. Each level of black and white magic contains 4 distinct spells. However, character can only learn 3 of the 4 spells of a given magic level. You can use Forget to wipe your memory of any spell you previously learned. If you want to relearn a spell that you've previously forgotten, you can do that too. But it costs you money. We charge 30 gil per night. Pleasant dreams. Please hold down research and power off your PC. Alright, let's get the Black Mage some fire. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll go with some fire on there. Actually, I definitely want to learn Thunder. Thunder will be useful coming up. Unfortunately, it means I'm shorting Wolf Bomb, though. I need a little bit more money to buy. Because Cure is good, but Dia is also really useful. Dia, because this game is Dia is probably basically Cure and Dia are probably the two most useful spells. Basically, Dia mostly because of the fact that it's a multi-target spell, which in these games, these early games, multi-targets become really important. Because you can often find yourself swarmed under by a large number of enemies. What if I go over here, can I get the pony to show up? Nope, just 3 goblins. Oh yeah, there's an auto battle feature. You can speed this up. Ah, the comforts of the comforts of playing in a modern era with things like auto battle, and you could just be like, take care of this for me, game. So far, Tony is the real powerhouse here with some nasty criticals. Putting me as the warrior is a shame. Oof, 33, 2 hits. Proof this is fantasy. Out of the kind of AI that we like. Yep. It doesn't pretend to be anything else other than just do the best, do an optimized thing in the situation. I don't think it's even optimized, I think it just swings. Am I really just oh, okay. I thought it was showing me my final kill, not my actual current. I was wondering why this was taking forever. Yep. Yep. Old lady, ma'am, please move. Alright. Now we will begin the journey north. Facing who knows what perils along the way. Auto battle is just math in a trench coat. Oop. Ah, we fight tougher goblins. They're now blue. They survive. No, they don't survive a hit from the white mage. But they probably give slightly better. Yep, they give us a lot more kill and more experience, and everybody levels up. Woo! Look at that nice number. Nice 20. I can't do math. 26 hit points there. Strength, stamina, and luck go up. Tony gets 2 hit points. Strength, stamina, and luck go up as well. Wolf Mom gets 3 hit points. And 20 finally rolls it big on the hit points. After rolling 2 ones, finally gets nearly doubling their current hit points. Gets 21 hit points. We crossed the marsh. We have crossed the marsh safely. We're now in goblin-infested woods. We hit things with the stick. Bam, bam, bam. This is a much nicer reviews of this theme. Because I can barely recognize it because back when I was a kid. Can I switch it? There we go. This is what I'm used to hearing. I'll switch it back. People who aren't raised on it aren't as keen on it, I can understand. Alright. Zombies! I didn't stand a chance. This door has been secured with a mystic key. Backtracking, another popular feature of early JRPGs. We won't get that key until much, much later in the game. You can't stand the music of Mega Man? Okay, ooh. 20 with the hot takes here. There's an entire generation of people who just basically just stood up and are basically preparing to write you strongly worded letters. This door has also been secured with a mystic key. Yep, moving on. More preemptive strike. Just murder these guys. Look, listen to Peace Mods, fine, it's great. Why can't mods ban mods? We've given her too much power and it's gone to her head. Giga Swarm! That sounds much more dramatic than for something that we're battling here at level 1, but we'll see how tough they are. Ooh! Survived 2 hits with the fighter. Meaning, ooh, that's basically the, mage's weapons were not effective. Ow! 5 damage! Ugh! It's fine, I can take more! Alright. Alright, is this openable? It is! The chest contained potion! The chest contained tent! I forgot there was a tent here, I didn't need to buy one. Well, I want to say do some grinding. Alright, you guys are going to attack that. Time for 20 to get some work out here. Let's set this sucker on fire. 20 burns it to death. Oh, he survived both attacks, all 3 attacks there. We all leveled. It's always great when you're at the early of the game and everyone's fine getting experience. But then someone dies and you realize that this game, if you die during a fight, you do not get your experience. Meaning, suddenly the party doesn't level up all in sync anymore. And for young me, that was a pain. And 20 is back to rolling 1s for hit points. Oop, more fighting. Black Widow, uh-oh. This could get us poisons. Luckily, we're tough enough. Oh, nice dodge, Tony. There we go. Escaped with no poison in sight. Which is good, because I didn't buy any antidotes. Skeletons! I think it's Wolf Mom's time to shine. Ugh, the skeletons are fast. Wolfmom gets a second attack. 50 damage on everything, melting them all. Nicely done. I have a German magic on it. Leather cap. Yes. One of the Toon games I had, one of the characters was playing a car, and jokes about basically his enemies kept basically he couldn't quite roll high enough to hit. The joke was very quickly stated the fact that basically obviously his problem was the fact that he was driving a Dodge. Ooh, the werewolf and the goblin guards. Alright, the werewolf I believe can poison us, so we'll go after that. I'll try to take out one of the goblins. I'm still automatically like shifting my focus to try to kill stuff because I'm used to not having auto target. Well, I should just dump everything on one target. Healed for 3. Interesting. I don't know if that was ever actually obvious that the werewolves could heal. Ow. Bad wolf. Down. Thank you, Zillion Rita. Alright. Well, it's time to go fight Garland. Make sure we're all... We can do 20 is down a decent bit of hit points. Let's fix some of that. Alright. Actually, what items do I have? I have a potion. Both Wolfmom and 20. Actually, let's save the items. Let's use Tony's cure magic here. Cure those 2 party members. Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw a 3rd one. Tony is now out of magic, but that's okay. He swings a mead sword. Much like the elemental weaknesses, this game will like hold the potions and then never use them. Of course. Why would you use a potion? You never know when you might need them. Here we are. Oh. You know, you're trying to walk up to this guy and 2 guards and jump in and attack you. You're like, excuse me. I'm trying to have a dramatic moment here. I'm slowly walking towards the throne. Alright, Garland. Let's talk. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his life's daughter. Cornelia will be mine. Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? Say the line, Garland. His life's daughter? You really think you can have it what it takes to the cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. The classic phrase. Now the fight against Garland. Magic news. You can't do anything. We'll save you for now. Can't remember if sleep works, but yeah. Why wait? Why risk it? We've got thunder magic to use here. 29 points of damage. 30 points of damage. 9 points of damage. 40 points of damage. And yet he still stands. Taking more damage than anything else we've encountered so far. Practically combined. Ugh. Ooh, a vicious hit on Wolfmom. One more of those, and Wolfmom's going down. Cure Wolfmom back up. Ooh, a crit! Hey! Garland falls. And so the first challenge is relatively easily passed. Ta-da! 250 kill with 130 experience points. Not enough to level us, though. We all walk up and stare at this unconscious body. It wakes up. Ah, you've come to rescue me. I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words can never be enough to thank you. This is the first time anyone's ever defeated Garland. You must allow me to show my gratitude. Please accompany me to Castle Cornelia. The monsters this place are generally scarier than Garland. I mean, Garland was, so far, was probably the greatest threat we fought so far. He actually, the hit on Wolf Mom, we've gotten 2 of those. Would have taken Wolf Mom down. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the warriors of light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety, if I may. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now I hear a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. I will have the bridge to the north rebuilt, as I have promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring the light to the world and light to the 4 crystals and to the world. Ba-ba-da! Why, thank you. Very dramatic. We, of course, will also stop and... This loot has been entrusted to the princesses of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this loot as well. Well, of course, it was loot. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. Obtained loot. You have anything useful? Chancellor's still going on about dancing girls. Should we be concerned? Maybe? I don't know. King, have anything? Sarah's thoughts are always with you. Why, thank you. The Warriors of Light! I can't thank you enough for saving Lady Sarah. We'll switch to Wolf Mom for now, leading the way. I've been assigned the important task of defending Castle Cornelia. To be honest, I'm a little nervous. Now, you may see all those doors up there and wonder why I'm not going up there to look at those. That's the treasury. It's locked for now. The king may be grateful, but not that grateful. We could go talk to the sister. My sister's back, and it's all thanks to you. I could just kiss you. Mwah! Well done. Wolfmom gets lucky and gets a princess's kiss. I don't know how I can ever thank you for rescuing Sarah. I apparently just don't. It's fine. That's what I'm always looking for. The princess heading. And then we exit the castle and get shown. Rare for the NES era. A cutscene. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill Lucan's prophecy. I like the fact that they just were going to let that bridge rot. That they're like, who cares? What's interstate commerce like? Then they pick up their work, and boy, howdy, do they move quickly. Pulling rock out of nowhere. They quickly rebuild it. Also, building flags, because those are important too. Yep. What does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? I'm glad you asked afterwards. The 4 warriors of light are here. They're here in Cornelia. Like, you did miss the fact that the princess was kidnapped, and okay, it's fine. Apparently, they've been sitting on this bridge vaguely working for a while. Alright, that's the castle. We're exiting the castle again. We'll go into town briefly. We will sleep at the inn to recover. Pleasant dreams. Recover NP. Don't forget to save. I'm so used to being basically old games, the inns were the only place you could save. Now you have this quick save button. Or can you only actually do a full save outside towns? Ah, interesting. Up. Keep pressing B. I should probably buy some potions and other stuff. While I'm here and I have the money. Poison's nasty enough that I want some antidotes for it. Silence is also nasty. Important to have a cure for that. And ethers restore 1 MP for each magic level. I don't think those were in the original. I feel like your only way of getting MP back was via resting in the original. I think that's a quality of life. I once lived far to the east here in the harbor city of Provoca. These days, it's turned into a pirate's den. Armidi. This is a church. There are none needed my services. Do not lose heart, brave service warriors. That's where you come if someone gets knocked unconscious. Or dead, depending on your view of how reaching 0 hit points works in this game. A witch named Metoa lives in the north of Cornelia. Sage Luca said something about finding the crescent moon. Then he just up and left town. You'll be needing a ship if you want to be able to move around more freely. Though you have trouble obtaining one through normal means, you can always borrow a pirate ship. Pirates get cranky when you do that. Alright, let's get the next cutscene. And also attacked by imps. Hello, goblins. Sorry. You stand between me and my prophesized bridge, goblins. Be somewhere else. Save early, save often. They definitely had tents. I can't remember if they had sleeping bags. Here's our bridge. And we get our... Let's get our original cutscene. This is from the original game. Usually these were saved for, like, the end credits. So it was really kind of weird to get this. You'd show up, you'd come across the bridge, and you got this, and you're like, what, did the game end? Did I beat the game? It's a really short game. So their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They didn't even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. Apparently the narrator knows, but he's not going to tell them. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast out the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. Everything up to the bridge is a cold open. Yep. Now we get we get more of the narration. That original cutscene where it's the wind shall blow was just something that was text on a white text on a blue screen. Here we get the Final Fantasy score and all its dramatic strings. As we cross the bridge and look back on Cornelia, wondering what will come. And title screen. I think. No, we don't get a title. Okay. And we're back. It's fun. We get an achievement. Yay, achievements. Hero's Journey. Rescued Princess Sarah. That happened a while ago. Alright, so now we have choices of where to go. We need to get a pirate ship, and we've been told that's to the east. But we've also been told about the Witch Metoa. You see these structures here are... those are docking points for our ship later. We find a wolf in the woods. At least it's not a man. Or a bear. Let's go up here and we'll talk to Metoa. Everyone say hi to Metai, Soya, and her famous talking brooms. Frontwards, backwards, any way you see. Such a strange spell to swish swishery. Ino lada lakanak. Swish swisheroo. That's great for those who aren't aware. The brooms speak backwards. And so you get cancel and basically cancel and loan one and the one. It's cancel, 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 AND, and loan, LONE. I actually don't know what that one means. I know the answer. Okay. Cancel and loan. Huh. Now I'm trying to remember how this one works. Unless no, it's definitely cancel is the first. Definitely, the cancel is the last word. Or one. Basically, unless it's each word, in which case it'd be one. One. Andal. Cancel. You get two stuff, just ask. Oh. Well, let's go talk to the other brooms and see what they say. Ouch! My eye! My eye! Ow! Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing about my crystal eye! Who could have stolen it from me? My eye! My eye! I can't see who could have stolen it from me. That's all she says. Well, she's blind, so we could go rob her pots. Antidotes! Potions! Potions! We will rob that lady blind. I mean, rob that lady because she's blind? Yeah, close enough. I'm used to the world is square. It's the... cancel and one. Oh, let's basically, let me actually reread that. Frontwards, backwards, any way you see. Such a strange spell to swishery. Is it not? Cancel? ANDL and L and L. Oh, so it's and cancel and no DLONE. Doesn't make any sense. One cancel. Huh. Check the bookshelves. Check the walls for secret passages. She's slightly less creepy in this version because in this version, her skulls are like, you know, obviously animal skulls. In the original version, the pixel version, they're just human skulls. You just got stacked up everywhere. A little bit creepier. I'm gonna keep going back and staring at this for a second. Cancel. Yes. Cancel and one and cancel are both there. Try to figure out what the ANDL. ANDL. Oh, so it's can. It used to be select, basically. I wonder if it's a different version of... Because it used to be that it was select and B was the world map. Obviously, we don't need that as much because we have the world map. But cancel and 1. Alright, it's gonna bother me unless I get to it and I'm going to... Whoa, hello, that's a lot of wolves. That's too many wolves. What do we do when we have too many wolves? We put them to sleep. That's too many things to have to fight all at once. Alright, go ahead and tell me what the solution to that is, because otherwise it'll bug me for a while. Cancel and L1. Oh. Got it. Alright, swing away, people. Apparently sleep didn't work as well as I would hope. Should we go up to the Warg Wolves first? Taking some damage here. And now we can just turn out of battle for the rest of it. Oop. Oh! 20 is down! Sadly, that means no experience for 20. The rest of us, however, get a ton of well, good morning. That's almost over 30 hit points. Under 30. 22. Everybody gets a ton of hit points, and 20 lies on the ground. So cancel and L1. Cancel and L1 brings up the world map. Which is funny because in already basically you can already bring it up via other means, but we're just like, it is a cute thing to remind you of how the game used to be. Alright. Do I need to heal people? I should probably heal. We'll make it to a town here. A lone goblin guard stands in your way. Punch it in the face. More wolves! Luckily, we have a preemptive strike. Taking down the wolves. Oop, nope, that's not the edge. Need to keep going. Of course, this is an old school RPG, JRPG, which means they're really basically, it is kind of open world. There are definitely areas of the map you can get to as low-level characters that you should not wander into. And the game will show you that by having a T-Rex show up and eat your party. There's our next town. We could get 20 back on their feet. Hi, person. Please help us. Oh, okay. I need to find a dancing girl. In the original version of the sprite work, I always thought you can still kind of see it, but in the original version of the sprite work, whenever that person turned left, I always thought they were carrying like a stack of logs or something on their shoulder. You're not showing the audience. Show off your weird. Well, your weird. Yeah, there you go. And look, basically, I'm like, is he carrying a stack of logs? Actually, I need to. I don't want to rest. I want to bring back 20. That is. That's the pirate. I'm trying to remember where is the. It's black magic. This is the chapel. There it is. I don't know why it's not labeled on the map or. You wish to resurrect 20? Yes, it'll cost 80 gil to resurrect 20. She's worth it. There are none need of our... Despite comments we make, our moderators are quite important to us. Now we will go back to the inn and sleep. There is a peninsula known to provoke, and if you got to hit the tip of it, you get monsters for much later. No, hey, it's a dancing girl. She can tell us something useful. Oh, no, she's just an innkeeper. It's fine. Well, in honor of 20's braid sacrifice, we'll switch to 20 being the lead. How much money do we have? Alright, 379. Not much. Super high debatable reward. Yep. We can afford this. We can get the scimitars for our fighters. We can get better armor. Black magic wise, with level 2 spells we can pick up now. We get Blizzard, Dark, Temper, and Slow. Slow is always useful. Dark is somewhat debatable. Temper, now that it actually works, is more useful. That's super expensive, so we will check this. Yep. And white spells, Blind Silence, Null Shock, and Invis. The era of we don't have enough space for every character, so this is what you get. This is the expanded versions. Alright. First things first, let's try we need more money, obviously, so let's try to get more money by the best way it is known possible to get money, beating up pirates. You got cannonballs of steel to be taking on the great pirate bake. Biki. We're gonna keel haul them, boys. Aye, aye, captains. We'll make their bones go crunch. 9 pirates. Step up. A somewhat terrifying number. Until you realize they like taking naps. Yeah. Please stop hitting the black mage before they cast their spell. It's kind of important. Nice. Missed 3 of them. We'll try to keep our black mage alive for a little bit. I do basically. This is realistic to the first version, where you're like, did you remember which ones were put asleep? Hope you did. Because we're not going to tell you. For now, we'll just pile on the attacks. Let's try to take down these guys as quickly as possible. We'll just go for the full assault there. Ow! You have vaguely wounded me, sir. And now the pirates are, can't remember if there's level 3 spells here. You may be right, or maybe a second shop that's selling level 3. 20, a little bit late, catches up and gets a hit point for their trouble. 2 leather shields. Ah! The Black Mage punches out the last 2 pirates. I'd be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no more fuss, I swear. I want ye to take my ship for your troubles. Can you find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? 20 is fine with this idea. 20 has beat up an old man and stolen his ship. I have had myself a change of heart. I plan to buckle down and be the hardest worker in town. I'm assuming the town doesn't run you out on the rail. You believe me, don't you? Alright, anything else in this section of town? They say there are elves living across the sea, but the elf prince has fallen into a deep sleep and hasn't woken up. Because of you, we don't need to fear the pirates anymore. Thank you so much. Potion shop. Not selling anything too exciting. The armor shop. We already have chainmail, but there is iron armor for 640 gold. It's such heavy armor that only our fighter can wear it. Defense 24, weight 23. Leather shields, which only he could use. We have 2 of them. And leather gloves that everyone could use. Well, it's always good to make sure that everybody in the party has armor up. So we will at least buy leather gloves for everybody. Alright. We could probably sell some of the excess old equipment we're carrying as well. Move! Thank you. Silly NPCs. Silence is useful for taking out enemies. Visible raises your evasion chance of just being missed. Blind Eye is useful for curing that. We'll go with silence because being able to remove basically being able to silence mage enemies is useful. And we'll take Null Shock, if that's useful. I think that makes us... Yeah, that brings us out of gold. So now we have to go back to getting gold the old-fashioned way. But we have a ship now. Look at that! Our beautiful ship. Of course, we can also engage in the time-honored tradition of Final Fantasy I, Secrets in Minigames, which is to press one button a whole lot. And I do mean a whole lot. At least I think it's B. Is it B or A? Have I forgotten what the button is? The NES only had 2, so I have a reasonable shot. If I'm not getting it on the first one, it's probably the other one. We'll switch to the other one. See if it's the other one. Because I can't remember, I think in this version of it, they actually were nice enough to actually give you a reward for doing the stupidity, which we're about to embark on. I'm pressing the A button a lot. Did they take it out in this version of the game? That'd be sad. There used to be a mini game that you could engage in once you're on the boat. It's a really silly mini game. It's one of those Easter eggs that was put in, obviously, by a developer who was tired of working on the actual game. And so instead, just said, hey, can I work on something else? Or just did work on something else. Probably the programmer. The programmer of this game was a legendary programmer, whose name is sadly I've forgotten. He was, basically, interestingly enough, I believe either Iranian or Iraqi. Basically working in Japan, and basically his genius and innovation, which has allowed us to get the game that we have now. Basically, all the complicated systems and fitting it all onto one cartridge, programming every bit in assembly. Oh, now I have to look it up. 1 second. I have to find this. Oh, great internet. Where are you? Hold the confirm button and tap on the cancel button. Okay. There it is. Play 15 puzzle. Sure. And there it is. They turn red when they're in the right position. Wish I could remember but this is one of those things you found out about. You'd read in a Nintendo Power or get told by some other kid on the playground. You're like, no, that's not true. But it's stuff like this is the reason why when someone later comes along and tells you, yeah, there's a way of getting Mew in Pokemon, or there's a way of resurrecting Celes, or resurrecting General Leo in FF6. You believed it because there are just as many other weird things in the game. Why wouldn't this be a real thing? Need to... That 9 is causing me trouble. There we go. Because it made sense that these things were real. Because they had weird stuff like pressing B and select in order to see a world map. That 8 is going to be a problem. I am so close! There we go. Yeah, it's just a sliding block puzzle. In the original game, it literally gave you nothing. Continue 15 puzzle. What is continue? I guess it just means event and you can do it again. It doesn't give you anything. It's just there. I thought in one version of the game they actually changed it so it actually gave you something. But not anymore. It was just a weird Easter egg. The Zahagan! Now we actually have battles on the ship, and they give us a whole different background for battle on the ship. Of course, we don't really want to fight the Zahagan. There's another group of enemies which are on the seas, which give a lot more money. And so when you were grinding, there was basically you were tempted to go through and find just that group of enemies. But we're running relatively short on time, so we will head to the next destination and probably... Ooh, Zahagan Chiefs. Sharks are nasty for what I remember. Yep, 25 points of damage isn't great. That's what we have lightning for. Oof. You still remain standing. Finish that shark off. Ah, nice dodge, Tony. Shark down, okay. Now we can focus on the Zahagans. While we're doing less damage. Alright. 20 is gonna level up and earns... 20 earns herself yet another single hit point. Of course, the big advantage of having the boat is that you can go to any... Oh, hi. Pardon me. Excuse me, sir. Please stop. You're just embarrassing yourself. You can stop in at any town and use their inns, which are cheaper. Because the starting town is always cheaper than the rest. If it wasn't yet in the end, I wouldn't call it nice. Alright. Let's get to the elf town. Whoop. Big Eyes and Zahagan. Big Eyes, I remember being a pain. You need to stop existing. Ooh, missed, luckily. We have become strong enough that the Zahagans are at least scared of us and are attempting to run. Never mind, the Big Eyes aren't that much of a trouble. Our party apparently is enough of a terror that the Zahagan have heard of us. 100 money, not bad. Alright, is it... Where is the elf parking lot? They would see the parking lot around here? Tony is having no trouble resisting the Big Eyes gaze. Ow. Ooh, the critical. Once the party levels up. Alright. Oh, it's down there. There it is. Nope. Good morning, that's a problem. 2 sharks could be a problem. Ow. 30 points of damage. Alright, let's take care of them. Let's focus in on that other shark. No real one of those. Let's keep try to keep 20 standing for as long as possible. We go straight to... Oh, we'll try sleep. We've got extra... Okay, it puts the Zahagans down. At least we don't have to worry about them. Take care of the shark. Ow. 20 points. That's with the protect up. Ouch. Ow. Thunder! Thunder! Thundercats! Oh boy. We're almost there. We'll fight our way through these sharks. Pardon me, sir. Please stop. Sharks are very rude. Ooh, using that shield there I am. Get a rare block. Alright. Park the boat. And head for the Elven City. Look, they're elves, Mr. Frodo. I just don't know what we can do. Please help our friends. The elves, however, are incredibly rip-off. They charge 100 gold per night to stay in their town. Jerks. But they do have access to some of the best stuff in the early game, including they have Thundara for 1,000 gil. That lets you hit everybody with lightning, which is very useful if you want to do battles on the high seas. And down here in the weapon shop, well, it's the early focus of the early game. Actually, no, it's not here. It is... Is it the Saber? No. They have 2 weapon shops in this town? No, they have 1. Huh. I seem to remember them selling mithril weapons in here. I wonder, did those become the Saber? But basically, those give us some more damage for our fighters. Nope, they took it out of the shop. What? What? Oh, they have basically, okay, they took basically, sorry, I missed the fact that you said the fact that they, they took the silver sword out of the elf town. So you can no longer get ridiculously overpowered. Oh, such a shame. The silver sword used to be something you could buy in the elf shop. It was super expensive, meaning you usually stuck here for a while and grinded it out. But it was by and far and large the best weapon in the early game. Basically, meaning the fact that you wanted to equip your, yeah, it was the reason why you beelined to this town was to get here, so you could grind around the town, fighting ogres and other such things, so you could possibly get the chance of being able to fight off. Alright, well, I did promise, basically, so we came here. We're not going to get our chance to show that off. We will save the game, go back across the seas, and we will end the stream as I show basically seeing if I can't get the party eaten by a T-Rex. I think I still remember where that area is. Let's go outside so we can actually save. It's interesting you can quick save inside a town, but you can't save inside of a town. Old habits die hard, always save multiple files in case something got corrupted. Then walk back into the town because you took the wrong step. Right, I keep forgetting it teleports you back to the center of the town area. Because you can quick save in dungeons. Ah. Speaking of ogres, is the party strong enough to take on an ogre at this point? I don't know. Not murdering the party instantly. He fled. Wow. Rude. Fleeing used to be something the enemies would do when they were... basically you were overpowered them. Yeah, usually they don't flee just because they're low on hit points. But they do drop a decent amount of money, 195 gold. Alright, let's get back to our ship. Get back on our ship. Alright. Alright. Actually, you know what? Since we are beelining, since we're ending the stream here, we will go ahead and cheat and just turn encounters off. Make our way here. We'll drop another save here. Since the Silver Sword is not available in the Elf Town, there is less reason to do that. And I think it is right in this area. Because it's really close to that land over there. And as such, its encounter box is slightly nastier. Nope, that's just normal stuff. Alright. I don't think there's any other way of getting to... we'll see. We'll see if we can't trigger it. Nope, just Gigas Worms. Looks like they may have fixed some of that bounding box stuff. Well, used to be basically if you got too close to this edge here, you could accidentally trigger the encounters from that area across the sea, which has much nastier encounters. Yeah, remastering the graphics, you might as well fix it. Yep, it makes sense. Alright, so it is 6:40, and obviously we will head out. We will call it for this particular week. So, basically, I am Mark Delacroix. Basically, normally this channel is Lorelink. It is Lorelink because of the fact that we are here to talk about what this game inspired me to get more into, which is tabletop RPGs. In fact, it's actually this first, these Final Fantasy games, which is what got me interested in role-playing and got me into Dungeons & Dragons. And then eventually, when I got to college, I met a group of people. Wolfmom was one of them, who were basically interested in Final Fantasy and interested in trying out tabletop role-playing games. And so I, being the only one with actual tabletop role-playing experience, offered to GM some of those games. And so I ended up basically GMing the early Final Fantasy role-playing game that they had. It wasn't great, and I wasn't very good at GMing, and quickly learned that you invite your party to a party. You invite the players to a party, and they don't wear their armor. Maybe don't just massacre them at the party because you had planned an ambush in advance. Again, there's that whole thing I talk a lot about basically maybe winning a game. Winning as a GM doesn't mean just beating up the players, but they decided the fact that they were still willing to keep playing under me, and so since then we have continued to play for many years. But games like this were definitely the reason why I started that. So it's always fun to come back and revisit them and remember what got you interested in basically hear the dulcet tones of the game's music. I mean, to a kid, it probably sounded closer to this than the actual bleeps and bloops that I could go back to, but I'll save people from it. But in any case, what Lorelink does, and basically what I've come in order to get back to the tabletop community, I've started designing. We have started designing and have released at this point a tabletop RPG GM campaign management software tool. What it means is the fact that if you want to create a giant and rich world like Final Fantasy or Dungeons & Dragons or any game like that, you may have a lot of NPCs and PCs and monsters and other stuff, Gigas Worms and Kings and basically Garland and things like that. And you've got all these great ideas and you want to you want to shove them into one place, and you start writing them down, and then you lose that notebook, or you have to search that notebook every time, or maybe you're smart and you put it in a Google Doc, and you have multiple Google Docs, and you have to keep tabbing between them, and there's got to be a better way. And I, of course, am here to tell you the fact there is. Basically, LoreLink is a software which helps you organize all of those notes, basically all of those NPCs, PCs, and basically put them all into one place, and be able to quickly reference them both as you're building your world out and as you're playing the game. So, if you're interested in trying that out, we do have a free trial currently available. That free trial includes 2 campaigns, so 2 whole worlds you can create and experiment with and tinker with. The only limits are the fact that you can't use our campaign sharing features, well, basically, because those are for paid tier, and our templating feature, which is there to make it, when you're actually getting deeper into it, make life a little bit easier. But the rest of it is all there and available for you to check out, and be able to basically explore and start putting down your thoughts and ideas. So you can check that out on our Get Started page at lorelink.com. And so you'll be able to check that out there. Of course, if you are interested in what else we are doing in any particular, basically on this Twitch stream here, next week we will be, basically Mike will be back on the stream, running the stream. He'll be taking a look at the solo RPG 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. It's a really neat experience, basically, where it's the idea of you're playing through as a vampire, basically, and you go from their life before they get turned, how they get turned, and then their life as it progresses on from that point. Basically, the key big thing about it is the fact that as you go through it, you create memories which influence how your character acts and basically how they feel. But as you get older, you realize the fact that there's only so much you can actually keep a hold of. And so you slowly start to lose things. And so you have to give up on some of the things which have made your character what you kind of come to think of them as. And you have to decide, is getting revenge for this slight you had 300 years ago that's been driving your character still driving them, or is it something they're going to let pass and move on from? Basically, is that love that they had early on that was so key to them that they've been mourning after, or basically kind of basically is that something they're going to hold on to for their basically at all costs, or are they going to give that up? So Mike's going to explore using LoreLink to basically help journal that out. So you can check that out next week. Next Tuesday, basically, I will not be streaming because Tuesday is Andromeda's company holiday. Andromeda is the parent company for LoreLink, and so basically August 12th is a company holiday for them. I think that one's Andromeda Day, if I remember correctly, aka the company's founding day. So it's a holiday. Video game day is another thing. Then after that, Andromeda Day, yep. And then after that, 20, our awesome moderator and now Black Mage, basically going to join the stream and basically take over as I will be unavailable. But she's going to step up and play some Book of Demons, which is basically a game which I have less experience with, but basically it's a papercraft role-playing game from what I've heard. So it sounds very interesting. So come check that out. And then after that week, I will be back on the stream and I'll be talking to Laurie O'Connell about Full Send, which is a tarot-powered RPG. So basically it'd be really interesting. It sounds really interesting, and I'm looking forward basically to talking to Laurie about it. So come back on the 26th to hear about that. And of course, if any of this stuff sounds interesting to you, as always, the follow button is right there and it's free. And it helps us, and it helps us remind you when we're doing something and let you know, hey, we're looking at 1,000-Year-Old Vampire or Book of Demons or whatever, and you may have forgotten about it. It pops up a little reminder on Twitch letting you know. And basically, if you really like what we're doing here and you've enjoyed what we've talked about, you enjoyed the conversations, feel free to subscribe. Basically, especially if you have the Amazon Prime account that gave you a free gaming sub that lets you basically it lets you donate money from Jeff Bezos and give it to us. And basically, as was commented on earlier, we don't spend money on the actual yachts, unlike Jeff Bezos, but we might send it on a digital yacht. In-game boats only. We'll rob pirates to get our boats. Pirates, of course, in this case, being word that means people who steal from poor, oppressed people. So, basically, we're gonna if you want to steal from pirates and give to, give to us, we would always appreciate that. Shalika Scribe, yep. And of course, if you're watching this over on YouTube, or if you're interested in any of the other videos we've done recently, we've taken a look at mech combat, we've taken a look at superheroes, we've looked at action RPGs, TTRPGs. If you're interested in any of those, you can check out our archive on YouTube. And if you like those videos, or you're watching that video over there, obviously the easiest way to basically interact with the algorithm over there is to like the video, leave a comment on the video, and subscribe to the channel. And all of those things are free, and they do benefit us greatly because it helps us get the word out a little bit more about LoreLink and to more people out there, so that more people can be like, oh, hey, I need a GM tool, and we are able to provide for them. Because that's what we want to do. We want to make GMs' lives easier. Because, hey, they're doing a lot of work to make people gaming. I am a font of use this kind of things. But all of those things to say, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And we will be back next week with 1,000-Year-Old Vampire. But until then, catch you later. Bye-bye.